What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be fooling around with a title called Qanga. I have no idea what Qanga is trying to be. I have really trouble kind of like formulating exactly what Qanga is. I've been playing around with it for about 2 hours now on the suggestion of my audience, and this is a weird one. So imagine a open world RPG where you kind of do whatever the hell you want, exploring points of interest, flying around, delivering packages, doing missions. This is my ship right here, by the way. I have a ship. But anyways, imagine a game where you've got a full-on simulation of like Earth. So there you go. There's the map as it sits right now. You can, if you want to, you can go to America, you can go to Australia. It appears to be some kind of sci-fi post-apocalyptic version of the planet. And you just go to locations and you take quests and you do stuff, you earn money, you level up. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of guidance so far from what I've seen, but it is promising and interesting, kind of in the same way that Spaceborne 2 is promising and interesting. So I would say that if you have a high tolerance for jank, and you like the idea of what this game is playing around with, it is by no means ready yet for like a commercial audience. It is incredibly janky, incredibly buggy. There's all kinds of things that go wrong pretty frequently while you're cruising around. But at the end of the day, what they're playing around with is an interesting idea. So we're going to take a look at the game for about 30 minutes. We're going to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games that you're just not interested in. We'll take a look at it for the next 30 minutes, see if you wanted to add it over there. The game, I think, is cruising for like 20 bucks right now, I think is what they're charging for access to this. Although I wouldn't consider this a full-on game, just a heads-up warning right here at the beginning of the video. I would really only get involved with this game if you are 100% interested in joining the developer's Discord and helping with the development of this game via reporting bugs and also giving feedback towards the development of what the game will ultimately be. So today we're going to chill out. Let's go ahead and cruise around. I'm going to go look at some points of interest, see if we can earn a little bit of money. I think it's going to be kind of like an unguided tour to the game. For the moment, I don't really have any plans on board right now or anything that I'm planning on doing, but we'll just kind of like land out here in the middle of nowhere and we'll just sort of see how things go. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. On top of that, you can also take a look down there and you'll find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream just in case you wanted to hang out live. But let's take the ship for a little bit of a cruise and we'll kind of see if we can find a good flat spot that we can land on. I think this will work right here. We're a couple kilometers away from the nearest city, so like we'll land out here, we'll run a quick scan, and we'll just kind of see what becomes apparent to us. Let me slow the ship down real fast. There we go. The ship has been slowed down. And then let's take her down and see if maybe we can land over here somewhere. I don't know if we'll be able to land over here. What is my telemetry telling me right now? Like, how fast are we flying? It looks like we're descending at like 200. Oh, wow. I had way more altitude than I thought we had. All right. Well, it's going to take us a minute to get down to the ground then. Now that I've got the ship slowed, let's bring out the landing gear maybe, and maybe not descend quite so fast. That might have been a mistake too. Oh, did it work? Am I landed? It looks like I'm landed, if nothing else. All right, well, let's go back into the cockpit. We'll turn this thing off. And now that we have the ship turned off, we'll hop on out of the cockpit. And then I'm going to hope, it looks like we've got bushes glitching through the craft right there. Let me see if I can get the launch bay door open. It looks like I can get the back door open, so we can escape from our ship-like tomb. Let's have a look at this environment and see what we got going on out here. I've got my own trusty machine gun right now that I could play around with just in case we get attacked by any. Let's go ahead and do a quick scan. Oh, there's a creature. All right, well, I guess there's hostile things around here right now. There's like these weird little head crab things that run around everywhere on Earth. I don't know exactly how they got here. Did I land near a nest or something? Why are there so many of them? Oh, there's another one right there. All right. Oh, there's another one right there, too. I had to have landed near a nest or something. There's got to be. Is that what that is right there? It says there's a nest like 4.5 kilometers away, but that seems a little distant to be what we're looking for. I don't hear the pitter-patter of little alien feet any longer, So let me scan real fast so I can see all my loot laying on the ground, because this stuff right here is worth money. And everything in this game is going to cost you a little bit of cash, from refueling your vehicle to buying more ammunition to buying meds. So having a whole bunch of these random crawler parts on me to earn a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, that would all be helpful. There's an abandoned location over there. If I track it, will it show up while I'm inside my cockpit? Because that gives us like something to shoot for. What was on my scan? Was there anything around here? There was something over there. Items, and it's a couple kilometers away. Okay. I'm going to tag that one green right there, and let's hop back in here and see if the scan maintains once I'm actually flying the ship. I don't know if it will. It looks like it did. Alright, well, since I've got it tagged, let's go ahead and get up in the air. And how far is that right there? Let me see. How far is it to my target? It is 14 kilometers. We may have to use travel mode on that one. There we go. You can press G to stabilize your craft at any time. They've got all the keys listed over there. I don't know how fast we're going to make this time, so I'm going to go into cruise mode, which is quite a bit faster. It allows us to hit like 4,000 kilometers per hour. You can use it to like leave Atmo and like jump to the moon and other stuff, but I don't think that content is implemented yet. I tried flying up as high as I possibly could, and once I got up really high, it gave me the option to like warp to other locations, but I don't know how reliable that is. And so like I wasn't brave enough to try it because I was worried about glitching out my save right before I was going to try to record a video. Like I was a little bit scared. All right, let's go out of cruise mode here. It's about to get dark, isn't it? Yeah, the sun's going down. All right. Well, there's an abandoned facility over here. We could take a look at that. Oh, I left my landing gear down for that entire flight. Oops, rookie pilot mistake. It doesn't like have any effect on your drag or anything else though, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Let's see if we can get this thing down. And just landed. No, there we go. There it goes. Like I said, a lot of wonk and a lot of jank in this one for like the promising ideas that it's playing around with. Our ship looks like it's moving. I'm pretty sure it's leaving on us. Let's open up this back door gate over here. I hear footsteps. Am I about to be attacked? Give me a scan. Doesn't look like anything's going to attack me. All right, let's make our way to the facility because it looks like there's actually loot and stuff we can pick up over here and take back to town with us to hopefully make a little bit of cash and sort of like knock this whole thing out and make this trip worthwhile. I'll give you some flashlight right there. You have a drone in this game. That's how you get third-person camera, and this is one of the few games I've ever seen where the third-person camera is gamified. So if I'm riding on a vehicle and I forgot to put my drone away, so I got onto a vehicle in third-person mode, and then I put the vehicle in third-person mode, you can actually see the drone chasing you, trying to film you, even though you're on a vehicle using the vehicle camera. And then from there, your drone can be destroyed as well, and then it takes time to regenerate. And while it's regenerating, you get stuck in first-person mode, and there's not really like a whole lot you can do about it until the drone gets repaired. Kind of a weird gamification of what is normally a simple like UI element. Coming up on the facility here. We're going to want to stay nice and tight in case there's like zombies around or like those little alien skittering things. Those are the only two enemies that I've seen so far, the zombies and the skittering things, and you never know when they're going to show up. But this place does appear to be like chock-a-block with loot. You get XP just for moving around the map. Like the game very clearly wants you to explore. Like that's the whole point of the game, is just flying around and finding little facilities and point. Is that guy hostile? He's a contract dealer out here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, okay. So I guess this place is just like a little installation or whatever. You can pick up items and things that are laying around, but it can be kind of hard to figure out what things are pick-upable and what things are not, aside from the little icon over here. So we got a morphine. What do we have over here? We got like a wrench. We've got a toolbox. Looks like a battery. And then a bucket that we just converted into matter. So matter, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, the green meter is your matter. For all purposes, just consider that to be your oxygen meter. It can be overcharged a little bit, but when that runs out, I've never let it run out, but my assumption is that you die. And so every X amount of time, you're going to have to cruise around, and you're just going to have to find boxes and things laying about that will allow you to refill your matter meter. This game can be played multiplayer. They do have servers with like PvP and everything else, even in the game's current limited form. But after looting around a little bit, it looks like our inventory is full, so there's not going to be a whole lot that I can do around here in order to make things better. What kind of contract do you have? Kill dangerous targets. I'm pretty sure this is like the only quest in the game as it stands right now. We've got our target over there. They want me to take out a Sangline infested nest. I probably have the ammo to get that done, so let's head over there and we'll earn a little bit of cash doing that, because I guess the inventory is slot-based, so I'm going to have to buy a better backpack before too long, otherwise we're not going to be able to haul out all the loot that we have available to us. Back at the ship, let's get ourselves loaded up and we'll get ourselves into transit to move on over there. They called this a passenger liner, but it comes equipped with like Tomahawk missiles and machine guns. I haven't done any dogfighting yet, so I can't speak to how good the dogfighting is or whether the dogfighting functions at all. Nobody's really tried to attack me in the air. Let's go and we'll get up off the ground real quick. And this should only be like a very, very short flight, so I'm not even sure that I need to put myself in travel mode while we head over there. It's going to be hard to see anyways, because nighttime in this game is incredibly dark and there's no sky pollution or anything else. And so I'm just going to be flying more or less by instrumentation for the moment. However, one thought that I had failed to consider here is that landing in the dark is going to be somewhat of a nightmare. All right, drop my landing gear down. And let's see if we can maybe just like wiggle this thing into position without dying horribly. Oh, luckily they gave us a nice flat landing area, so we should be okay. Let's get her on the ground. We'll kill the engine. Oop, I jumped out of the cockpit. There we go. We'll put her on the ground. We'll jump out of the pilot seat real fast. Get this back bay door open. And let's go consider the majesty of nature with our machine gun. There are other vehicles in case you're trying to make transit faster. There's a selection of hover vehicles. There's like a hover bike, a hover truck, and like another hover vehicle. However, they are very, very bumpy, and the camera stabilization while you're going across the terrain is incredibly lacking. And so I found the land vehicles to be sort of like motion sickness inducing just from all the jostling and bouncing. Like, did you ever see that movie about the giant, like, did you ever see Cloverfield? Cloverfield, the jostling of the camera in that show made me sick to my stomach. And so anyways, it's kind of the same thing here. There's the nest. I'm going to clack it a couple times. And then the denizens of the village are going to come out. We got any critters around here that need to get got? There's got to be at least a... Yeah, there they are. I see them down there. Okay, so we can't just destroy the nest. We also have to kill all the creatures associated with said nest. Otherwise, we're not going to be all right. So let's get down here and see if we can do a little bit of hunting. Those little eyeballs are going to be them that came up on my scanner. We do have a jetpack available for our use. It's kind of a dark and spooky ravine back here. This may not be the best place to do this. Oh, that one. Okay. Well, I mean, I was trying to get him from the air. I was trying to be like Boba Fett and be a badass and like shoot while jumping and whatnot right there, but it didn't work out cinematically as I had hoped. Got that one. And a little bit low on ammo. We're going to do something about that too. Oi, you guys, come here. Why are you guys so far away from your nest? What are you guys, like a scouting party or something? You looking for a McDonald's? Trying to get like a double cheeseburger or something? Did I get that one? All right, that one's down. Didn't drop any loot, though. That's the worst kind of creature. The kind of creature that doesn't get me paid. I've got to fly back, and I've got to drop this contract back off with the contract giver. I'm going to do that, and then I think I'll just bring it back in once we go back to the city over here, because I need to go back to the city in order to offload the rest of my inventory, make a little bit of money. We should probably refuel the shuttle a little bit. I don't know exactly where our fuel lines are looking at the moment, like how much fuel we have left inside the tank, but I've been paranoid about it because I got a bad feeling that when you run out of fuel, you're just going to have to hoof it to the nearest city and get the retrieval service. And sometimes you can be a really long, like, I'll give you some ideas. So this right here is 300, 400 meters. I had to fly to another city that was like 180 kilometers away. It was a considerable trip in between cities, and I don't know what you do in this game if you end up in a situation where your vehicle is out in the middle of nowhere and you have... Oh, no. Okay, go away. They are apparently in the walls, man. They're all over the place. Give me those sweet, sweet alien parts, though. Each one of them's worth like $80. Let me get those. And I've already got those in my slots, so they're not really creating any conflicts of interest when it comes to the inventory we have left available. Oh, I left the shuttle on, too. I forgot to turn the engine off, dude. It's just been sitting over here burning up fuel. All right, I accidentally sat in the flight seat over there. You can have passengers if you're playing multiplayer, and they can cruise around with you. How's my fuel looking right now? Fuel's at 80%. It'll probably be okay. Maybe. Kinda. One thing I would like to see is landing lights. Like, underneath, just a couple of LEDs to help me, like, see the ground. We got the sun coming up pretty soon, so we should be alright once the sun's up. But right now, it's getting very, very difficult to see the ground. Once that sun hits, though, we should be good. I don't know if that's going to get the bay door open. I'm not, like, convinced. I guess we could open the hatch and do it that way. There we go. That'll do it. It'll stabilize automatically. There is like a top release hatch, but I don't know how to open it. Can I open it from right here? Let's see. So we've got warp, honk, vehicle on, switch target, main door toggle. Yeah, I don't think we can do it from inside of here, but you can pry open the canopy from the outside, and the canopy will open up so that you can get in. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know about this back bay door until I saw the tooltip while I was flying that was like, you can open the back bay door. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool detail. This is the problem with taking quests for guys that are way out in the middle of nowhere, is that I gotta fly back and go talk to them. I think we needed to go in that direction to get back to a city, though, so I can sell off this stuff. Delivery's done, so we got some XP. We got like 2,500 bucks. That's the good stuff right there. We got ourselves paid for the day. And now that the sun's up, like, I actually really, really like the graphics of the game. I think it looks great. Although I'm pretty sure this game is using the exact same animation pack that Spaceborne 2 is. The run cycle looks really, really similar to me. I'm going to fly back over that hill over there on the left. We're going to go to the city. The city does have trains. It does have shuttles that'll fly you all over the world just in case you want your adventures to take place in Russia, or you want your adventures to take place in North America. I'm not sure how much the landscape changes. I've seen, like, desert. I've seen that rocky area, like, over there. I've seen this little Serengeti biome, but I don't know the actual count on how many biomes there are inside the current version of the game. Now that we're back up in the air, and I've got the blessing of vision, which is always nice to... Okay, all right, let's be careful with our thrust a little bit. We'll just keep her nice and steady. Unfortunately, this ship did not come strapped with any type of version of cruise control, but on cruise mode, it bottoms out at 570, and 570 should be good enough for what I'm trying to do right now. Oop, landing gear up. Whee! Oh, well, I was going to try to do like an aileron, but it won't let me. Is that because I have gravity assistance on? It is gravity assist mode. Okay, so there's like flight assist mode and non-flight assist mode. Gotcha. Are there other cameras I can play around with for this? Let's take her in nice and slow. We need to land on the fueling pad over here. All right, let's get her down onto the landing pad. Thus far, I've had no catastrophic impacts with the soil, and so I don't even know if you can break your craft by landing it too hard or anything else like that. And as you can see, we're refueling while we're here as well. I'll go ahead and kill the engine while it nozzles us off real fast. And we need to go inside and sell off some of our loot. I've only seen this map. Oop, I got stuck in the door. There we go. Unstuck from the door. If nothing else, still a little bit less buggy than Star Citizen. This station right here, all of the stations I've seen so far are a copy pasta of this station, but there are other locations that look like they are marked with a different icon. So it looks like there's kind of like orange icons and green icons, and I haven't been to the green icon yet. I also don't know. Oh, that's the sun would be my guess, whatever that is right there. Or maybe it's like an orbital transfer station. It's really hard to tell. This map zooms out really far, by the way. So I'm guessing their plan is to make it so that you can hop in between planets. Maybe you can even do it now. It did give me the warp option when I flew super, super high up off the ground, but I got nervous. Like I said, I was about to record, and I was already 2 hours into prepping for the video, and I was like, you know, considering that I'm going to be out of town next week, I kind of need to have, like, some flow-through. Here inside of town, you do have to sell these things to the requisite buyers, and so you've got to find the different shops that'll take different stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory most of the time. The gun shop takes guns. I mean, the medical shop will take alien tissues, and they'll take medical supplies and stuff like that. You can also sell them your matter tanks, because I guess that is a medical matter in a world where all human minds have been transformed into cyborg, or have been transferred into cyborg bodies, which I'm guessing is the theme that they're playing around with this game right here. We'll sell those. That's a smooth thou that we just made, so I'll take that. That sounds good. What else do we have here in station? We've got Colas. I don't know what Colas means, but hey, I'd like to get a bigger backpack that has twice as many slots. That would be beautiful. I think you could sell anything to the backpack seller, but I'm pretty sure he reduces the price by like 70%. And so be careful about that. There's another guy that'll buy stuff. Yeah, I'm going to buy that backpack right there. Give me that backpack. I want that backpack so that I have more slots. This backpack is a doo-doo backpack. This backpack is largely disappointing, and I would like to have a lot more space for all of my stuff. I do have a storage vault, which is pretty cool. Might be worth it to, like, store up the guns, maybe, but I'm planning on using this M4 that we picked up. Like, this guy right here looks like something that I could play around with. I think there's also a skill that we can level up. So as you're cruising around the galaxy, you do level up, but it looks like the skill tree is not implemented yet. As I said, this is one of those games that's not ready for prime time yet. It's only on Steam right now for, like, testing purposes. And so it does have a demo, though, that you can play around with. And so you can download the demo if you want. Damn, there's a 64-slot backpack. And gas masks and berets and helmets and all kinds of stuff in here that we can maybe buy. You guys want that helmet right there? Because I do have a helmet. So if you want to buy that helmet, $450 is $450, man. I can get a bandana. Okay, well, I will think about the bandana, because being like a space cyborg gangster is one of those things that excites me. I think the pawn shop, we can sell off the rest of this stuff too, so that we can make a little bit of cash while we're in and over here. You want that wrench? I mean, the price is better than what we were getting anywhere else. You can have the wrench, battery charger, toolbox. He doesn't want the guns, so I'm going to have to take that to the armory. Also does not want the can of tomatoes, which as of yet, I have been unable to get rid of. So I'm just going to recycle them into matter. There we go. We'll recycle them into matter to get our slots back. And then let me go on over to the armory. I do like kind of like the manual nature of the game, where you've got to like push buttons to summon elevators and to open up the launch bay and things like that. I think most people like little details like that. All right, and inside the armory, what can I do over here? You want to buy that? He took $1,000 off for tax, which kind of sucks. But I guess I can live with it. He doesn't want the pistol ammo either. Okay, well, let's take my $1,500 then. Do I have ammo for a rifle? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Give me like 500 rounds of rifle ammunition. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just drop the pistol. Did I just drop the wrong ammo? Okay, I didn't drop the wrong ammo. But we'll take off the SMG, because that's like a weird little pipe rifle, which is not useful to me right now. And then, oh, my gun is bugged out inside my arm. That's okay. We'll put it on the one slot, and then we'll fix it. We can't go all the way up to the top if you wanted to get, like, a express view of the lay of the land. I don't have a compass or anything, which kind of concerns me. I need to go northwest, and nothing on the map shows my facing. Like, I wanted to go to that aerial refueling station, but I don't know exactly how to get there or how to I guess I just do that. I don't see it pinged on my HUD right now. Oh, there it is right there. Yep, now we know where northwest is. All right, well, we're figuring out basic functionalities here. Good stuff. Go ahead and reload the rifle, and we'll give this Oh, cannot attack in safe area. I was like, my gun is... I just bought this. What's the warranty on this, dude? I just bought this thing. All right, well, let's fly up that way and kind of see what they got going on over there. I'm interested to find out now that we're refueled. So how far is that? Let's take a look at it. It's 125 kilometers, so it's going to be a little bit of a hike. Let's put the landing gear up. Put us into flight mode. And then we'll just try to get a little bit of altitude because it's kind of like a craggy area, and I would rather not paint myself all over the side of a mesa. Now that we've got some altitude, let's see how we're trucking right now. How are we looking as far as speed? Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of boost. That should get us there just fine. Go back into the cockpit, and I think there's nothing else to do but just hang out while we make our transit. I like the clouds that they got going on here. Gives the world a very misty appearance that makes it feel kind of like magical. I don't know if there's different weather patterns and stuff that can show up, but seeing the light refract through, like, I guess the aeronautics display that we've got going on right now, or the avionics, I guess is the word that I'm looking for, would be pretty cool. This area is clear enough of trees and whatnot that I can see points of interest just from where I'm cruising at. Like, I don't know, I can scan, I guess, from when I'm up in the sky. But it doesn't look like it updates the HUD or anything. Oh, there's one right there. Never mind, we do have points of interest. Hold on, take us out of flight mode. What is that right there? Let's go look at it. Is it just another one of those bunkers? Is an abandoned location. Might be, yeah, it looks like it's another one of those bunkers, so I'm guessing there might be like another guy over there offering quests. What is this doing over here? Another abandoned location. Let's click it up real fast. Looks like another bunker facility, but that one doesn't have a dish on top of it. Interesting. I'm blind! We're flying only by instrumentation. And there's our little landing pad right there. And it looks like the ones that are marked with a different color may still have like a similar layout. But then again, I haven't tried to fly to like Cairo, or I haven't tried to fly to like London or any other location that would actively be like a big city. And so it could be way off right there. Let's line ourselves up with the landing pad real fast and see what we got going on. So I figure since the main appeal of this game is going to space here at the end of the video, now I'm not worried about like losing my ship or blowing up my character or anything, because the video is more or less done at this point, kind of a synopsis of my 2 hours with the game. It's kind of hard to tell the scale of what's going on here. This definitely feels like it probably would have taken a lot more hours to really get properly in hand of, but I figured we'd fire for space right now. We'd see what kind of altitude we could get. There we go. Unhitch me. And let's just take this thing on up into orbit. And if I die here, I don't really care because I'm at the end of the video anyways. So it's not really that big of a deal, is it? So let's just see what happens when we break Atmo. I think we're at like 30,000 feet right now. Maybe 40,000? 3-4 feet per meter. It's kind of hard to tell where the horizon's at, in all honesty. I'm on like a 165 degree incline. Oh, buddy. Okay, let's just take a second. Let's just take a minute and figure out. Okay, so I think that right there is... I lost my horizon entirely. Many is the plane that has died because of exactly that mistake. I thought I saw that on the avionics. Let's keep going. And let's just push this thing, dude. Let's just push it. Push it real good. Oh, we're picking up speed now that we no longer have gravity to account for. I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna look back at the planet and kind of see what it looks like. Okay. All right. Put us in hover. There's the planet beneath us. How hard is it going to be to get to, like, the orbital station above France? It's right over there. Okay. So it looks like we top out at about 4,000 kilometers per hour. I don't know if there's any upgrades or anything that we can do for the ship that would make that faster. But it's gonna take far, far, far too long for us to get there. So I think we're gonna have to go back down planet side and refuel before we arrive. Either that, or we're gonna have to pick up more altitude and see if that helps out with our speed, just getting free of the gravity well of the planet. Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah, we're picking up speed now. Hey, we escaped. All right. Oh, wow. So in space, you can just, like, accelerate. Okay. If I wanted to warp to there, how hard is that? You know, I just had, like, a grim thought. Like, what happens if I open the back door right now? Hold U to warp? All right, let's do it. Oh, we made it. Okay, we made it through the warp ring. What is this thing over here, dude? Okay, I guess I just needed to get off planet. Now we're starting to see some other crazy stuff. So that's the warp gate right there. Where was the thing that I'm trying to get to, though? I'm guessing that's our landing pad right there. What does this place look like? Damn, we actually got, like... We're up here, dude. We can positively... I guess you don't need that much fuel. I thought I would need a bigger ship in order to do this and, like, go somewhere else. And that's what I mean, is this is, like, very promising stuff. Like, it's obviously in its infancy, and just about every single aspect of the game needs more content and more polish and less jank and all that kind of stuff. But this was made by a tiny team of, like, 4 or 5 people. And yet it has a lot of the functionalities of things you see called like Starfield or Star Citizen or whatever else that you can play around with. I don't think there's space mining or anything that you can do right now because that's what people, weirdly enough, always default back to whenever you talk about space games. Be like, yo, can I mine though? But this is definitely interesting stuff, and this kind of opens up your view of the universe too. Where I can go to Neptune. Should we go to Neptune? I don't know if I should go to Neptune. Let's go to Neptune. That's it. We're going to be Neptunian by the end of this. Warping takes a hot minute. Let me tell you what. I've been sitting here for a second waiting for this warp to go through. It takes you time to get places. It's not quite as bad as like Elite Dangerous, which can be... I've spent weeks flying out into the middle of nothing in Elite Dangerous and then weeks flying back. Only did it the one time. But that is to say that I have done it. We should be coming up on Neptune here. Hopefully we get ourselves like a pretty little view. I don't know if there's anything worth like scanning for or trying to get after either out here in space. Maybe the universe is rife with content. I don't know. Most of the stuff I did was on Earth. Oh, I see that big blue orb coming up on us right now. Is there anything out here? Like, can I land on the planet? Now I'm curious. Neptune's like a water planet, though, right? So I doubt there'd be any landing space for me to land on. Huh. I guess it comes down to, do I want to YOLO myself into the planet to find out? And look at that. Even on Neptune, we've got advertisements. Don't you just love it? And is there anything that looks like a landing pad around here that I can land on? I would like to refuel. It took me a half a tank of gas to get to Neptune. And now I'm a little bit vexed about whether or not this was a good idea. Where am I? Find me in the galaxy map. There we are. Okay, so we're like out here. I don't think there's anything actually like out here, but you know what I have to do? I have to endo my way into the planet. It's a promising start. I don't think I would recommend purchasing it as of right now, just because like it is in its infancy. This is effectively like a proof of concept type deal. But just the fact that such a small team pulled off things that like other larger like 800 employee development firms have struggled with, I think is impressive in and of itself. Now it just comes down to like how polished can they get this thing? How much content can they get into like the planetary stuff? How much procedural content can be wedged into a title like this in order to make it feel nice and rewarding every single time? And for a 5-man team, maybe, maybe not. I mean, it's a moonshot, but then again, all of my favorite games tend to be moonshots. So maybe with the proper polish, this thing is going to turn out to be something super, super rad. Either way, today we chilled in the Serengeti, we shot some space bugs, we stole a guy's toolbox and his M4, and then we flew to Neptune. Not a bad synopsis for a day, and no alcohol was involved, so that's always something to be excited about. We did it completely sober. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we're fooling around with a title called Qanga. I will see you all later. Thanks for stopping on in. That's about all I got for you. Bye, folks.